When it comes to EVE Online, every player wants to know the most effective tactic available. You want to know the meta. The meta controls everything. It determines what will and will not happen. Knowing the meta will alter your views, make you question your reality. It might even make you laugh. And now, you're part of it. You're watching The Meta Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Meta Show. This is a Fireside chill edition of The Meta Show. I am Brisker Ball. I am joined by the Matani and our two favorite Fireside chatters, Anominate and Merkelchen, who are both here. Today is February the 6th. We got some big news. And I just wanted to say, I was told on Reddit that I was being very undued last week. That I was angry, and when I was saying things about Villy and stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm going to emulate the chillest dude that I know, and that's how we're going to roll the show this week. So here we go, guys. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
It should be good. I mean, I am wearing a black shirt just because if I have a hair situation, guys. I'm going to start off this show by talking about very important spaceship business, i.e. my hair, which has nothing to do with that. I was going to try to be chill and like wear a red shirt or something else, but my hair is so out of control. I realized that if I wore a red shirt, I actually sort of looked like the new transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, who I really don't want to look like.
I'll be in your office later this week then.
It's a black shirt, but it's only because I don't want to look like a rat boy. So, you know, it's here we go. It's not a black shirt show in spirit. It's just I don't want to look like Pete Buttigieg. So,
gentlemen, big news coming from far to the east.
Oh yes, we do.
Right.
There's another reason why I'm drinking White Russians today.
Oh,
and it ain't just because I'm trying to be chill. Congratulations, welcome Siberian squads to the Imperium.
Hell yeah!
Welcome to the party.
This is for you.
Hell yeah! Yeah. So this is a big deal, and you can tell it's a big deal because Villy is really mad.
Hose mad.
Oh,
Hose
man.
mad.
Yeah. No, it's been fun. So, Siberian squads joining the Imperium. Apparently, our enemies did not even conceive of the possibility. Hanzo Viper is a very good man, and his people are all fired up. Their morale is through the roof. Our morale is through the roof. We are delighted because, you know, there have been 2 times that an alliance over the course of this war has joined the Imperium in the middle of the hardest, hottest, most brutal war in the history of gaming so far. French Connection joined us early in the war, and now Siberian squads have joined us. We also gained allies in the form of Red Alliance, who are not actually members of the Imperium, but they are Imperium adjacent, and we love them and work with them all the time. But Siberian squads joining the Imperium as members and going right to the fucking front lines, having allies that are willing to join you when there is, you know, it's not that the grass is greener over here in the Imperium. The grass is full of blood and mud and carnage. This is the hottest of hot wars. And when you have allies that are willing to join you when you need it the most, when it's not easy, that is exactly the kind of allies that we like to have in the Imperium. That is why we are so proud. Hanzo is a total badass, and that's one of the reasons why Legacy's kind of butt blasted, because they know he's a badass because they had wanted him to run their fleets, and I am delighted to have him on board. I think we're going to have a grand old time, and it's just fantastic.
I gotta say, when I heard the news, and it was funny because I had heard it a couple of days ago. Darkshines and I were having a conversation, and he mentioned, "Oh, by the way, I have good news for you. We just got another A-class FC," and I was like, "Who did we get?" And he said Hanzo. I was like, "Holy shit, yes!"
Yep, Hanzo,
because
Viper himself.
When we were up north, when we were fighting GOTG, these guys were the ones that would routinely beat the shit out of us. And if you saw Hanzo on grid, it was like, all right, this is going to be a fight. So the fact that he's on our side now, it's like we're getting all the cool kids together. And Test, as usual, and I'm going to be unchill for a second, so just this is going to be very undude. But this is a nom-nom thing. I'll let him take this over when I'm done. Test, like, they get all the dregs of everybody else that they just go away. Like, we get out, go. And they end up in Test. And we're getting all the cool kids. And that's why I'm excited, because I love it. Grath on our side. Hanzo's over here now. He's bringing his crew in. This is the first time in this war we have seen an alliance flip sides. And as you guys know, obviously, Rats, they just run right onto a sinking ship, right? Because we're totally losing. I mean, everybody wants to join the losing side in the war. That right? Exactly. So the whole idea that these guys are coming on right now, I mean, I got to give them so much credit. They are kicking ass. I'm looking forward to working with them.
Hi, Hanzo.
In the future.
Hanzo's watching right now. He wanted me to say hello. So I got to clarify something here. Siberian squads did not flip sides. They left Legacy like a couple of weeks ago, and then Legacy fucked up the single most fundamental rule of EVE Online, which is, repeat after me, do not piss off the Russians, right? And what did they do to piss off the Russians? Why is Siberian Squads over here now? Well, immediately after Siberian Squads announced that they were leaving Legacy, what was the first thing that Test Alliance Please Ignore did exactly in their toilet bowl sinking toxic gallbladder ejection vent crew of people? Immediately started trying to poach Hanzo's team. They immediately tried to poach Hanzo's people. And what did that do? That pissed off the Russians. And now we are delighted because we actually stick to our deals. Our word is our bond. We are not like Test, and so we are delighted to have them on board.
And I want to be clear. When I said they're the first time flip, I'm not saying that they were in and then they went traitor.
Right, exactly.
That's not what happened. Obviously, that's not what happened, because Billy himself said 3 weeks ago or whatever, I guess, on the famous Fireside, they're gone and we wish them well. They're going to move their stuff out. It's going to be fine. So we know that there was no flipping here. Yeah. And I think Teneriffis, they're going to give all the eye hugs
and
stuff over.
They would have probably just gone to
Declan
because that's what everybody thought was going to happen. They thought that Siberian Squads was going to go to Declan and get involved in some sort of northern war. And that apparently is what Vili thought was going to happen. But they fucking tried to poach the Russians and pissed off the Russians. And this is what happens when you piss off Russians. It's not that hard. If they want to fight each other, they can fight each other. That's great. But just don't piss off Russians.
It's feeling very 2006 right now.
It's fucking Red Storm Federation, baby. That's what
it's getting the band back together. Kind of the other way around. It was when we originally allied with Red Alliance, it was just after the CJ meat grinder, where they were fighting the entire galaxy at the same time, and we joined in and turned the war around, and it went from Red Alliance almost being exterminated to, everybody knows where that went.
Yeah. Exactly, and also somebody here in chat is pointing out that they, the English Siberian Squad chat meeting, they mentioned that they paid back Legacy for all the structures that they were given by Test and will hand over the Sov once Test is ready. So again, this is a scenario where they are not backstabbing anyone. They are leaving with proper alliance systems. They had already left Legacy, and then Legacy pissed them off. And I think that made our offer from the Imperium a bit more interesting. So it's just a delight, especially because, and this is like a cool thing about Siberian Squads, because they are closer in terms of time zone, more towards the east coast of Russia than they are to Moscow. This is a unique opportunity for the Imperium because we have a much stronger Chinese time zone than we did before. We also have a very strong Russian contingent within the Imperium. We have our allies in Red Alliance. And I think that Siberian Squads will basically just fit perfectly into our existing organization structure. And, we're going to give Hanzo a badge and let him fight crime. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's going to kill the bad guys. Hell yeah.
I like it. I like it very much. This makes me happy. And we'll be, I'm sure we're going to be talking more about Sib Squad throughout the show because, we're very pleased with this. This is a big coup. It's a big deal. And for if you guys on the Pappy side here are upset, good. But don't act like these guys are CO2 or anything, okay? They didn't stab you in the back. you fucked them over, and they decided that they would rather come fight you than go up north and fight somebody else. So this is all. If you want to blame anybody, blame your own people. They're the ones that did this.
Yep.
But I have a question. I have an important question, and people are asking this in the chat. And I know this is entirely possible that this may start something, but I want to know, Mark, what's up with the leisure suit, man? Why are you wearing that thing? What is it?
This
Can you tell
little
me?
thing? I didn't think anyone would ask, to be honest. Really? All
I
right.
need to know. What is? Here we. I smell a rant. Here, get on your
Brace
soapbox.
yourselves.
Get on your soapbox. It's all you.
Why don't you have a seat?
Okay, here we go.
Let's have a conversation today.
Let's talk.
Today, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you specifically about staying alive. Okay? Back in the spring of 2020, we started to read the tea leaves and see that something was approaching. A lot of random intel intercepts started to paint a picture that the goon swarm and the larger Imperium as a whole was going to be betrayed and likely find itself on the defensive side of a rather large conflict. We as an organization began planning in earnest at that point, and regardless of what should happen, we thought we're staying alive. In June of 2020, Vili indicated that he wanted to end the non-invasion pact, signaling a pretty big political shift in the game that clearly confirmed we were about to be on that defensive side everyone was talking about. And I think a lot of people wrote us off with that sort of being the beginning of the end for us. We just said, hey, we're staying alive. What started as a random, unrelated few skid marks eventually coalesced into a proper shit stain of a coalition. And its stated objective to become the biggest coalition in this game, because the goons are too big of a coalition and big coalitions are bad for the game. So we're going to make a bigger coalition to stop it. And despite all of these breathtaking mental gymnastics, our disposition doesn't change. We're staying alive. Vili tells Polygon that Pappy's goal is nothing less than the complete destruction of the Imperium and the potent group, known as the Goon Swarm, that sits at its core. After we finished laughing our asses off, we responded, you guys can go fuck yourself because we're staying alive. He's essentially Darth Vader looking at the Emperor. Matterall said. Vili turned on him in order to, in his mind, save the game. You mean the champion's jewel is coming to the Tower of Legends with the sword of ultimate truth to free the game from the evil Goongamale? This is our concerned face because we're fucking staying alive. Multiple sources inside and outside of the conflict tell Polygon that the piece is in place for an epic confrontation, one that could spell the end of Goon Swarm, one of the most powerful factions in EVE Online. Sadly, my friends, the death of this organization is not even on the table for the taking because we're staying alive. When we started this war, we knew we were fighting this to the end, Vili told Polygon. For us, this was a war of extermination. This was a war to the death. We're aiming for the removal of Mittani and the Imperium from EVE Online. We are here to purge them. A massive overreach by someone whose most grotesque miscalculation will forever be not understanding us then and still not understanding us now. A person who should have known years ago none of what he thinks matters, and we're staying alive. When they began to drop Keep Star after Keep Star in Delve that were supposed to spell the end of us, and we went full on Chad fucking Angerman on spring break and barbecued those motherfuckers on pyres of Isk. They said we were broke and they said we were finished. After we posted bail, we said not so fast. We're staying alive. When they mocked us for releasing war bonds, a 20 trillion Isk obscenity and monument to our community, they realized they had to immediately release their own. They were broke. They had long parted ways with credibility. And they didn't have the luxury to give a shit about the optics anymore. We laughed, no big deal. When they raised the goddamn fraction as much as the Imperium had, we knew this is how we're staying alive. Earlier this year, when groups like the French Connection joined the Imperium, when Red Alliance reforged Red Swarm once again, it was, y'all are boarding the Titanic after it already hit the iceberg. No, you chuckle fucks, we're staying alive. Today, when Siberian Squad announced they were joining the Imperium, we heard all too familiar of a refrain. They are stunned that people continue to move into and join our community because it is something they would never do for theirs if the roles of these organizations were reversed and they were on the defensive side of this conflict. This is what makes us different from you, and this is why we're staying alive. When it was said that goons would lose 30% of our numbers, the moment they got to Delve, and we
like crabs and gold
grew during the conflict, they said to each and every single person that was joining us that they were boarding a sinking ship or they were joining the losing team. Never once understanding or realizing what it is that draws people to this group and how that will keep it together forever. Mark my words, we're staying alive. Thank you.
Speaking thing. Merkelgen's rants are something that I aspire. That was, I just witnessed I think we all just witnessed a war crime against it. Well, actually, it's not a crime because it's a deserving target. Fuck Villy. This is what he gets.
I thought this was the chill show, but I don't think so anymore.
That was a fucking murder. I love it. That was fantastic. But I mean, it's absolutely true. Like, they have repeatedly proven that they just told their members that they have successfully invaded Helm's Deep, which we stopped having as, like, it used to be Helm's Deep. It stopped in
Wait, did they not get? Can I ask you, Mittens? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I thought they got our memos. Did they not get our memos anymore? Did they miss the fucking memo from a month ago when we're like, guys, we don't need to worry about E3 anymore. We got a pigeon. We got to hold it. We're not going to worry about that.
We took down the E3 gate camp. We moved it to M2. It's been there the entire time, but these guys are thrashing around for a secondary or a tertiary victory condition. They're not talking about burning 1DQ1 anymore. They haven't tried doing a breakout in 3 days, though I'm expecting that maybe they'll try another breakout. There's still 131 Titans trapped in M2, and they're going and telling their members, while we are gaining new and very strong allies, they're telling their members that they have achieved some sort of glorious victory in order. And to be fair, we might lose a bunch of iHubs tomorrow. We're going to have a big-ass fight. We're going to have a big-ass fight at 1700 Eve. Be there. It's going to be a Fozzie Slog fuckfest, and we are gearing up for it.
Oh, God.
But when they started doing the whole, oh, my God, Helm's Deep thing, I'm just like, I was scared at first, not because they were hitting the iHubs, but I'm like, does anybody in our organization actually still believe that we're doing the thing that we did 2 months ago and haven't been doing the thing that we've been doing all month and several days? Like, and the answer was like, whatever. I don't know what the fuck Kool-Aid Villy is spooning out over there, but I hope he's mad and they can all eat shit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and Brisk, no, they don't read the memos.
I don't get it.
They read the all broadcasts. They listen to the Fireside. If it doesn't happen there, their whole intelligence apparatus is not aware that it even happened.
I mean, I feel bad. I feel like we've let the world down when the meta show doesn't cover something and these bad guys don't get the memo, and then like a month later they start talking about stuff that hasn't mattered for months. Like I said it on Reddit, and a lot of the bad guys gave me a hard time, but I'll say it again, guys. You're like a day late and $1 short almost every single time. You're still talking about floodplains from 8 months ago. The fucking floodplains are in Amencia. They're in frickin' Quirius now, and that's your territory, not ours.
I'm going to nerd out for just a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Helm's Deep analogy. We piled into Helm's Deep, as our last defensive bastion, and then M2 happened, and we charged out onto the field, and we surrounded their military. We trapped them there, and we're holding them there. And they've got like 5 guys circling around back to this fortress that doesn't matter because like the defensive position has been abandoned. Like we're out on the field. We're sitting there in M2 every day holding your Titans there.
When gone, like I think in Lord of the Rings, when there's the whole like I don't even remember which fucking movie it was. It's one of the I know I'm failing my nerd test. I love Tolkien. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I just don't remember which exact nerd reference I'm making here. But I'm pretty sure that when Gandalf comes on the 3rd day, look to me the east, whatever, dawn, whatever, and they come on and they relieve the forces that were in Helm's Deep. I'm pretty sure in the movie they then left that castle and did other things because they did not need to be holed up there anymore. So, yeah.
So all those armies are now in Gondor, and now Helm's Deep is fallen. Like now they're holding they're trying to take a fortress that nobody cares about.
I mean, that's what I gotta laugh about, because it's like, guys, I mean, seriously. We say Doom Clock one time on a Fireside, and like for a month you can't stop talking about it.
God, if we don't tell them something, we don't send them a fucking memo. These people, they've got spies everywhere. Just do the level best of effort to try to figure out what they're doing. Actually, don't try to figure out what we're doing. Please keep trying to defend against shit that we did 2 months ago while your allies beg you for help that you ignore as M&C burns and your coalition's dreams go up in ashes around you, because nobody in this galaxy, except for a small group of dead enders, is now skull-fuckingly dumb enough to believe in the leadership of Villy and Progod Legend. Are they going to you to safety from Initiative? Are they going to you to safety from the Bastion? Are they going to you to safety from all of the people that used to hunt you that you can no longer fight off? That is why your backfield is burning. And I'm not talking shit to PanFam here. I'm not talking shit to PanFam. PanFam, their shit is not on fire.
They bring it. They do their stuff.
They're doing their thing. Again,
the Pandemic Horde gave out war bonds. Those would be AAA.
Yeah, we were going to go to war with PanFam regardless when this whole thing started. So there's always going to be an Imperium PanFam thing. It's just that Villy is a zero spine idiot who flipped sides before this and then schemed against us. And now this is what you get for following him. Watch as Legacy's backfields burn. And remember that you chose this. You chose to believe in Villy, and lo and behold, his promises are worthless.
Now let me say something. On the trail end of our fearless leader in his black shirt, let me say something. For those of you who are in chat, for those of you who are in local, Villy is the bad guy. The line members of Test and the rest of these guys, they know not what they do. They're just following orders. So don't bust their nuts too hard. They can't help it. They got used to following this guy, and they're willing to jump, and he's sitting there laughing as they jump into our super fleet. It's just, this is what they do. So don't be mean to them. They can't help it.
There are an increasing number of people on the Legacy side who are slowly recognizing that they're on the wrong side of this war. Guys, like, there's a way out. You are not actually stuck there. Fleet is recruiting. Goonswarm is recruiting.
Karma Fleet is recruiting. Look, I'm not saying that these guys are good posters. They're not. I'm not saying that their stuff in local is funny. It's really, really bad. It's not. I'm not saying that we should not fight them as hard as we can. Just remember, we're the good guys. Just saying.
I think this is a time where we should make an offer. I want to extend a hand because apparently if we don't say it on the Meta Show, people won't get the memo. So we have noticed, I want to talk about M2 for a little bit here. We have noticed after the first enemy breakout, where they fed us 2 trillion ISK worth of their entire Dreadnought fleet at the time. That was delicious. Please do it again. That they got all their leaders shit out. All of their leaders got their stuff out. Now, maybe I'm mocking them on the Meta Show and that they'll do a breakout this weekend. We have to prepare weekends, breakouts, like it's a thing that happens. But
I'm surprised they haven't done one while we're here, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Even if they still do, the fact is,
I want to offer them the silver ticket. I want to offer them the silver ticket. So here's something we're going to do.
Oh, silver ticket time.
We saw a couple of more faxes starting to log on and just die, taking the iron price out. And since your leaders won't buy a golden ticket, and they will probably, maybe they'll rescue you. I don't know. You can take your chances. The Imperium, and our word is our bond, is open to offering silver tickets because we are well capitalized. And what does that mean? If you are stuck in M2 in a Titan, if you are one of the 131 PASP Titans that are still stuck in M2, if you would like to get out of there with your asset having some value, we will buy your Titan from you. It will be at a discount that we will negotiate. It'll probably between, I don't know, I don't want to say the exact numbers, but we are not doing it to be insulting. We will give you a good price with a reasonable discount, and we will arrange for you to log on and then hand us your Titan, and we will hand you many billions of ISK. Again, this is a real offer, so we are not going to try to screw you and offer you like 20 billion ISK or something for a Titan, because we want the Titans, and if your leadership isn't going to protect you and that they aren't going to try to break you out, we can at least give you a fat stack of ISK in return for that Titan. So this is the silver ticket. The golden ticket is your leaders actually act like leaders and either break you out or make a deal with me to arrange for your exit. That offer is still valid. But for some reason, because Pappy leadership is Pappy leadership, I haven't heard from anybody about a golden ticket. So now we are offering the silver ticket. We will buy your Titan from you, and you'll be rich. You'll be down a Titan, but you'll at least have ISK to go start a new life in Eve, because your leaders do not keep you safe. They have thrown you to the wolves. They have abandoned you for longer than PR TAC now, more than a month. This is the longest hell camp in the history of EVE Online, and it just keeps going.
That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
No, that fact is pretty amazing.
To the people crying scam, well, yes, everybody knows that goons will scam anything they can.
This is a formal Imperium diplomatic offer.
Exactly. When you deal with the Imperium at a diplomatic level, we hold our deals no matter how much it hurts us.
Devil you know. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. We'll see if there's any takers, but I imagine lots of people are still truly believing that Villi and ProGod have got this, and that Goonswarm and the Imperium are totally about to fly apart at the seams, which is why Siberian Squads just joined us, why Red Alliance came over to our side, why Fringe Connection joined us, while I think Goonswarm has lost like maybe 70 characters since the start of this war. Do we have a segment about this, Brisk? Do we have a thing where like we're going to look at some of the numbers later on?
Not this show, but we're working on that because we had to go through the numbers last night, and Marana and I were working well into the night working on these numbers. Excellent. We'll get them for you next week. But I'll tell you.
There's actually a really good question in chat, which is for anyone who's interested in their silver ticket, who do they talk to? So I want to point to the official diplomats link from Miss Nagy Pants. Any of those people that you talk to,
perfect.
They are not allowed to scam you. They are able to make deals with the full weight of the alliance.
Yeah, so guys,
do not ask
the
me.
Imperium, go ahead and feel free to link the official diplomats thing. Now, of course, the people who are in M2 then might be willing to buy a silver ticket or interested. Obviously, they're not logged on because we would kill them. So make sure that when you are fighting PASP, when they do get enough numbers to have the courage to actually fight us, which is usually 2-1, 3-1, something like that, make sure to spam the silver ticket and that official diplomats list at them in locals, such that they can get the good word that even if Villi cannot be trusted, the Imperium can be trusted. And we will make sure that those guys at least get some value for their time. Because here's another thing, guys. The camp's been going for more than a month. It's longer than PR TAC. Some of these guys, I hope they set a long skill queue. Eventually, they're going to be
Pretty
paying
much.
for accounts that are doing nothing because they're trapped there. So the silver ticket, get in touch. We are honorable deal makers. We like to make deals. We like to stick to those deals. I know that might be new if you are on the legacy side, because a lot of you guys made a deal to have MNC and your other regions protected by test, and that's test. But we'll hook you up if you're interested.
Well, hold on. I want to help out all the people who might be stuck logged off. If you do get the official Eve application, what's it called, Eve portal, something like that, you can update your skills without having to log in. So, just helpful little tip for those of you who are actually trapped logged off.
I didn't know that.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
It was a
Mark.
real scumbag move revealing that right after.
I was about to say.
So wait, Mittens, you're done threatening them with empty skill queues. I want to tell them how to avoid that real quick. Just hang
Hey,
on.
I'm sorry. We can't be complete scumbags here.
Alas. Well, I mean, they don't listen to anything that we say, so presumably those guys.
That is the best part. That's been a fact of history.
You literally just spell it out for them. They just don't.
Half of our wars, we're spelling out publicly exactly what we're doing, exactly how to counter us, and everybody just ignores us because if we're saying it, it couldn't possibly be true.
For those in the chat who keep asking why I'm dressed like this, obviously you're not a golfer. That's all I have to say. All right, so we've had some. I mean, the whole point of this show was to be more chill, but it's hard to be chill when everything's going your way.
We planned
like
it as a
this.
chill day. We planned it as chill.
It's hard to be
but
chill.
then stuff happened, right? So
It's hard to be chill. I will say I'm excited that they're going to build a monument in M2. I hope they don't put it like right in the middle of the fucking war zone like it is right now. That would be bad.
In the bubbles. It's going to be.
I mean, can you imagine that they just drop it in the bubble? Oh, well, we didn't know there was anything here.
They're going to drop it right in the middle of the bubbles. Anything that logs in will be launched out of it at 10 kilometers a second.
Exactly. And then boom, then that's how they got all their shit out.
And you won't be able to anchor any more bubbles because there's a structure there.
There you go. So all I have to say is I'm looking for the monument. Looks cool.
Oh, nope. I like the. I don't know who Ron is Mickey Mouse is, but the monument itself should have a 100-kilometer bubble around it.
That's a great idea. It should be like a giant ESS in the middle of the thing right there, where you got to sit there, so that if anybody's there to go see the monument, they're probably going to die. That would be cool.
I just have to say, whenever I hear the Champion's Jewel, I just always think of it as a butt plug, as like a.
Oh, that's what it sounds like.
Butt plug, like it's the. Hey, are you wearing your Champion's Jewel today, Billy?
Honey, I've worn the Champion's Jewel tonight. Can we have a date? Exactly. I would like to say I'm going to be
Can you
very
put your
upset.
Champion's Jewel in my Tower of Legends?
Jesus Christ. This is a family show. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I will say I was giving Push to Talk a hard time because they were using your trademark phrase earlier of "eat my ass," and that's not okay. You got to pay us if you want to use that. That's how it works. But I have to say, if this monument does not have somewhere in it, at least we tried, I'm gonna be really upset because that's the only thing that needs. I mean, that's and the info of it. It should just say, "At least we tried." That's all they have to say. Everybody will know what it means.
Maybe that quote in the EULA about like server performance being unpredictable and
Well, yeah, PGL's like, good FCs know you can't trust the server. Yeah. Anyway, at least we try. That's my thing. So, all right.
What idiots.
Mark, I want to give you a plug because for those of you who have not been watching, and we have a lot of people on the show, but Mark is like the newest, biggest streamer of EVE Online.
That's right. He is.
Over like the last 3 weeks or so. He has been taking these little fleets out, and we've been doing all kinds of fun stuff, and he just gets a ton of viewers, and we drink beers, and we have good. I have a whole 6-pack of Modelo in my fridge now because of you.
The thing is, I often, since we drink a zillion beers when we're rampaging, don't remember what it was that we accomplished the night before. So I'll go watch like the last half hour to see. And I'm doing one of these, like I'm giving fleet commands through Twitch chat. I have one eye closed because I'm trying to see what we're actually doing. And like the other day, do you remember we killed a capital like in the last 5 minutes of the fleet? And it was very sketchy and it all worked out. Things work out.
It's just funny. It's just funny. I gotta love it.
My. Okay,
so if you haven't followed Rampage Inc., follow Rampage Inc. And come out and hang out with us.
And we got a party tonight, don't we? It's fucking Saturday, so we got Saturday Night Storm. We got some Mind One action. We're gonna
if Mind One doesn't have a trap remix of what happened here 15 minutes ago,
he better have one ready to go. I mean, the guys better get this stuff ready. I mean, it's just how it is.
Oh my god! Wow. It does feel like we're clubbing baby seals here, but baby seals are cute, and I'm sure Billy isn't. So it's
oh, be nice.
Doesn't really count. Wow. So other than just nonstop dunking, what else we got going on?
I'll be honest. This week has been quiet, and I will say this: I'm hoping that we finally get some CCP news. There's supposed to be an update for February. I assume it's next week. I don't know we got the new Fleet Finder thing, I think, and then there's some stuff on CC that we've seen, like they're doing that new jump tunnel animation that was put in and then yanked in like 5 hours, like 2 or 3 months ago, because it wasn't letting people land fast enough and everybody was dying before they were loading grid. But I think they fixed that stuff, so that's going to be good.
What mechanics have we been having a lot of luck with in combat lately? I'm trying to get an idea of what upcoming
what's going to get nerfed next.
Consider. Because when your entire strategy is I'm bringing more fucking people, I got to tell you that breaks down in really funny ways that you're not expecting. An actual strategy, like I know it's a novel thing, but the whole thing that we were just going to get piled on and eventually run out of breath is very cute.
Well, that's the thing. Bringing more people, completely valid strategy. Anything we do to counter having more people, that is awful that it needs to be nerfed immediately.
That's right.
You can't.
Bubbles. There's all these bubbles on the M2 Hell Camp. How did that happen? Oh wait, that is actually one of the themes I love of this war. Is the Paspy guys will do something and like say secretly asking a CCP guy if it's suddenly okay to use mass bubbles in a Keepstar situation and getting an okay for that, and then not expecting us to use that against them. So that has been kind of a fun little recurring theme in this war, is complaining about something. Maybe they do something new, then we get to do it again, and then they don't seem so happy about it. It's good. It's good. I actually am getting a lot of questions about fish stuff. So brief update here.
Update.
Yeah, we're not going to go total into like fish enthusiasm zone, but basically here's where things are. It's going to be a while before I can open my heart to another fish after losing Pete. And that's because when I first started becoming a fish enthusiast, this is all very new still, like the first fish enthusiasm began in December. I didn't know how fragile the little fucking things were, right? I was just like, oh, this beta fish, he's so cute, he's so awesome. I didn't know that he was, one, a little murder machine, and two, that fish are fragile. So essentially, we have a community tank, we have these other two tanks, we still have a beta fish who is... I'm not going to say his name. We have a beta. There's another beta. Everything there is fine. I just don't want to talk about, hey guys, here's a cool new fish, and then have him go on a murder rampage, kill 4 of the other fish in the tank by literally ripping their faces off, and then eventually dying of his injuries, because that was a bit of a roller coaster. So
Individual A, we can call him for now, or
yes,
her.
Individual A.
Individual A.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. That's the fish update.
That's a good fish update.
So it's Saturday, my friends, boys and girls alike.
Yes.
Saturday is something special. I guess not so much in the world that we live in tonight, because when you work from home a lot, they really do just bleed together, and there isn't this amazing distinction between the weekends, except
time is a blur.
Yeah, you're not expected to answer as many emails on Saturday, but you got to sit through fucking space meetings the whole day anyway. The thing is, though, like Saturday, at least for us, we have some events where we get it. We invented this 3 years pre-pandemic. We were ahead of the game in the virtual hanging out, and I feel like it is totally paid off here, like through, because there's a situation where a lot of people are lonely. I know that. I mean, even I have family that lives near me. I have a lot of friends in my neighborhood. I get lonely, sitting around the house and shit like that constantly. There's something missing. I guess maybe I'm like kind of a wino, but I like to just sit at a bar once in a while, drink 16 beers, eat some wings, and take an Uber home. And I can do zero of those. I'm not getting a fucking Uber even, So like these days, it's kind of weird how you have to make your fun. You really got to try and kind of put yourself out there. So at least in our space tribe, we sort of have a regular cadence of events sort of going through the whole day across all time zones, So I mean, at least our folks have that. Are you guys restaurants or anything? Is anybody doing that anymore?
I have been to one restaurant in a year.
Yeah.
One time. And that was for a meeting, a political meeting. That's it. I don't do anything anymore. And I, frankly, I'm not, this has not been a bad thing for me. I like staying at home, but I'm getting a little tired of being at home,
Right.
And there's not enough
a lot of places
video games and model building that I can do and drinking with Merc that I can do that I want to go out.
Like Saturday Night Storm is a game changer for me because I wouldn't go to a bar and drink by myself. Obviously go to bars, drink with friends and stuff like that. But like being the love to club guy and not being able to go clubbing or go partying in Vegas or do any of the stuff that we do. So like Saturday Night Storm and like getting in on that. I'm sorry, my webcam is all fucked up in some dumb way because I'm gesturing wildly and it's fucking with the focus. But anyway, yeah, no, it has been a lifesaver to have Mind One and Saturday Night Swarm such that I can at least sort of scratch the itch a little bit.
Every once in a while, everyone needs to get drunk and talk some shit.
Exactly.
And my wife is saying that I'm lying and I didn't go to one restaurant. Yes, I did. I had lunch with the guys at Coastal Flats one time. That's it. You remember when I tell you, because it was a meeting. It was an important meeting that ended up didn't matter. But it was important at the time. Anyway.
I think the last time I was at a restaurant is I had dinner with Bruden in December.
I was supposed to go see Bruden and Johnny up in my old hometown from when I was a kid. Well, not really a kid, like a teenager. And I couldn't go because everything was all jacked up and it was right when everything was starting to go pick up bad again. So I stayed home. So anyway, it's I don't know what I mean, frankly, and I'll tell you this, the other thing that has made me happier beyond anything is Mod One has been doing like these daytime streams where he just puts the M2 Hellcamp up and we can watch it, and he plays his old sets during the day. So it's like I don't have to go to Mixcloud. I can just put this on and have it in the background, and I'm doing my meetings and I'm doing my work and writing papers and doing legislation and all this other kind of crap, and I can just listen to my one all day. That's kept me going the last week or two. So thank you, Mind One, for that. It makes me happy.
You didn't have like on your things that I have to pack in my bug out bag to survive a pandemic. I would have never thought to pack my Space Guild, and thank God we had one available, because it actually comes in really handy when you're in this situation, the network of nerds to kind of stay in touch with people, talk to people, just bullshit, dish about whatever. But I'm really excited that at least now with the vaccines rolling out, hopefully we're kind of seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. And I assume we're all going to be wearing masks for basically ever, but aside from that, it'd be nice to get back out there. And God, just to think, I'm not jinxing it. I am knocking on wood as we speak. Maybe I'll see a couple of you guys in October in Vegas. Maybe
please God, right? Let there be an E-Vegas.
Yeah.
That's all I want this year.
Yeah.
Is E-Vegas. That's all I want.
We're getting age questions again, so I'm gonna give you guys the continuum. We get this every time, especially when we have.
We're all the same age.
Yeah, Merkelchen, Brisk, and I are all within 1 year of each other. There's just sort of a continuum here between the three of us. I'm 42 years old, and I will turn 43 in July. It's getting a little weird. It's weird for me too, but I'm not complaining.
Nom, you're younger than us, right? You're a little bit.
Yeah, I'm 37. So
all right, so he's the young guy. Nom's the baby.
I'm the little kid here.
Nom's the baby at the table. Merc and I are 43, and Mittens is 42. So that's it. We're not that old. I look older, but that's because I cultivate that look because it helps me with my day job. They like talking to old people, not young people. Anyway.
I have so many stories I can't tell. Never mind.
Well, I know. I just laugh because it's like everybody looks on the show and they're like, "Who's the old guy with the young kid?" And I'm like, "We're the fucking same age." Jesus, barely younger than me, like barely a year. So, but that's we talk about this all the time. This is Eve. When we all started playing this game, we were in our 20s. I mean, that's it. Like we have grown up together. That's one of the reasons why the whole Billy, we're going to destroy the Imperium. No, guys, I've known these guys for years. And the guys that I fly with, I've known for all these guys for years. You know, it's not like we don't have relationships and we haven't met each other in real life and we don't know each other's families and we don't talk about stuff outside of the game all the time. You're not going to break that up just because you decide you want to blow up our space pixels. We don't give a shit. You know, that's the reason. And then frankly, the fact that you guys are here watching the show every week, you come here to see us hang out and talk. And yeah, we do a lot of shit talking. But, you know, let me get on my soapbox for a minute. The reason why we do this show is to entertain you guys. For those on the other side, and let me put I'll put my soapbox up. For those on the other side, you see this show. What do you say? You say, these guys are all liars. You say, this is all propaganda. This show is nothing but propaganda. We're feeding stuff, and then we're telling all of our minions to go out. We are OAN. We are the Fox News of EVE Online. We have the most viewers, but we do bad things with them. Guys, no. We're here to entertain you. This is a show. It's supposed to be fun. We give you information. We give you stuff that's happening in the game. We bring interesting guests on. We have funny rants. We do videos. We have Fountain Frank making jokes. We're here to entertain. And that's why you keep coming back. Because there are other shows on Twitch where you can watch people play EVE. And they're fun, but they're not this show. And there are other shows where you can get hard news. And they'll tell you everything that's happening everywhere around New Eden. And they're fun, but they're not this show. And there are other shows where you can have people yelling at each other and getting drunk and throwing things all night long. But they're fun, but they're not this show. This show is special, and it's special not only because we're all here having fun together, we're telling you fun stuff, we're doing it in a fun way, we're having a good time. It's also because you're here. So I want to thank you, and I do this all the time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. You are the best audience in EVE, and it's not because we're going to program you into mindless zombies so you're going to run around Delve and press F1 and call Villy an asshat in local. That's not why you're the best audience. You're the best audience because you come here, you interact, you enjoy the show, you like the stuff that we do, and you support the channel, you support all of us. And I don't mean money, because shit, none of us need your money. All right, this is not about making money for any of us. We have spent far more on this game than we will ever make back, regardless of anything. So we're here because we want to have a good time, and we enjoy putting on a fun show that you guys like to watch, and we're going to keep doing that as long as we can. So keep watching. So that's my soapbox.
So are you trying to say that we're staying alive?
We're staying alive. Damn Skippy.
I want to steal a quote from somebody in Pappy. I forget who said it, but I think that they really just completely nailed this. What he said was Pappy and all their alliances, like they are groups of people who get together to get fights in EVE Online and to get things happening in EVE Online, and that's their primary goal. Whereas the difference is with the Imperium, our primary goal is to hang out with our friends, become friends, build friendships, hang out with our friends, and figure out how to have fun with the video game in the video game after that. And that's the key difference between both sides here.
I kind of want to riff on that for a little bit because I didn't realize there was a term for this, and maybe this is something that everybody knows, but because you now know my real age, I am headed definitely
the meaning of life,
boomerhood, right? Like I might as well, compared to a Zoomer, I might as well be a boomer, even if I am Gen X, whatever. I guess, sorry, I just dragged all three of you into boomerhood with me. But anyway, one of the things about this that I completely forgot what I was going to fucking say. And oh, sorry, I wrote it down. Pickup guilds. That's what they are. So if you look, so this is the thing, right? So I was trying to like distinguish, like keeping track. And this is again, like mainly an issue on the legacy side, right? Because PanFam is more consolidated. They have older, more established alliances that have been doing their thing for a long time. But on the legacy side, what's the difference between Rosada Regnum, Warped Intentions, Fed Up, Requiem Eternal Requiem, whoever the fuck, Tom, Dick, and Harry stuff? And one of the reasons why their culture seems to be weak like wet cardboard is that these are functionally, like, I didn't know that this term existed. Maybe it's a thing that everybody already knows, but it was new to me when Tiberzel was like, blah, 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 they're pickup guilds. And I'm like, oh my God, they're fucking pickup guilds, right? Like, you know, PL isn't a pickup guild, right? It's PL. Horde is its own thing. These groups that we are seeing in making up most of the bulk of Legacy are just functionally groups of randos who happen to be in space with a very minimal culture, with very minimal organization. And that is why they're like, one of the things is like, hey, why do these guys keep buying into Villy's leadership? Hey, why do these guys keep doing this dumb shit? And if they're pickup guilds, it actually makes sense because their leadership is just sort of sitting on top of a corporate structure that doesn't really have that kind of community bonding that holds the Imperium together in the longest and hardest war in EVE history so far. We are still here. You're starting to see degradation in the legacy alliances. Why is that? Pickup guilds. Anyway, that's what I got.
You mentioned the various alliances there. I one of them I only know of as the Frylock Alliance, and I can never remember.
Frylock Alliance.
That's the R
Regnum
one.
Something
Is that it?
RR. But we call them the Frylock Alliance because they look like Frylock, which is amazing. I miss Aqua Teen Hunger Force so much. It's such a good show. Anyway, go ahead, Nom Nom.
No, that was it.
That was it. That was all you had to say. Look, that's I have to say that's one of the things. Like, everybody keeps talking about, well, is Pappy going to last after the war? Pappy's barely lasting during the war. I mean, these guys don't have any love for each other. They're just here because they Test needed more people than Legacy because Legacy's imploding, and we'll talk about that next week. But you got these guys, they need help. They knew they couldn't take us on alone. So they get to go around and ask everybody. PanFam, they just want good fights. They're the guys who just care about coming out and having fun. You know, this isn't they're not trying to write themselves into a book, like I said last week. You know, so they're just there and having a good time. But they have no problems killing Test. As soon as this war is over, they'll go back to shooting Test in 5 seconds. So this whole Pappy thing, you guys got to realize this is a paper deal. It's like Minton said, this is wet cardboard. You know, but the Imperium is more of a family, and we've been together for a long time, and that's why you're not going to see the same kind of stuff happening in the Imperium that you see happening in Pappy. It's not. We're not built of the same material. So, at least not as far as I'm concerned.
I have smugged myself to exhaustion here. Now I'm sort of like, it's not exhaustion, it's the afterglow. It's the smug afterglow. I've laughed so much at all of the dunks and the murders now. We're getting towards like the last 5 minutes of the show, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't really have any more dunks in me because of just it's been a good day. I am still surprised that they managed to piss off the fucking Russians, and I am delighted to have Siberian squads fighting with us on the front lines against the rest of the galaxy. And it is surprising. It's surprising, but it's not really all that surprising. These guys can't comprehend that anybody in the galaxy wouldn't want to blob up with the rest of the galaxy. They spent so much time crying about blue donuts, whining about how the Imperium blobbed them. Blue donut, blue donut, blue donut. And they themselves sit in a sea, a pool, a muck of their own hypocrisy all day, every day. And they cannot comprehend that anybody would not want to wallow in that shame and hypocrisy that they daily wallow in. They cannot imagine that anyone would not want to be just another guy. They cannot imagine that anyone would want to shop anywhere besides Walmart. They are happy with the generic pickup guild mega coalition shit. They whined for years about blue donuts. These same people, years of whining about blue donuts. And now they have been locked together in the biggest blue donut in history, and they cannot understand why the Imperium and our allies don't want to be part of their thing, that we don't want to do the blue donut thing. Talk about conquering the fucking galaxy. I wouldn't want to conquer the fucking galaxy because I wouldn't want to rule over these people. We don't want the joiners. We don't want the blobbers. We don't want the hypocritical pickup guild nobodies with their wet cardboard bullshit, whining and following Villy off a cliff into the Tower of Legends of the Champions Jewel. We don't want that shit, and that is why the Imperium is staying alive. That is why we are growing stronger, because we actually have something, as opposed to the pathetic, desperately shallow little pickup guild culture, which is incidentally going bankrupt. Have fun with the scarcity shit, nerds. That is why they cannot understand why Siberian squads would join the Imperium. Because they love.
Now, Nom needs to get on his soapbox now, because he hasn't had one yet.
This is something that I occasionally rant about, which is, nerds, mostly nerds. This actually happens to everybody. Nerds are particularly bad. They feel a thing, or we feel a thing. I'm guilty of this as everyone else, and we don't understand this feeling. And the only way we can deal with it is to just externalize it. So, the problem is blue donuts. The problem is goons are too big. The problem is whatever. And really what it is I am mad that I am in an alliance that has existed for 10 years and has only ever lost wars. And that can't be a problem with the alliance. It can't be a problem with the leadership. It can't be us. It has to be somebody else that is making this happen to us.
Goonman bad.
Therefore, it is clearly goons who are the problem with the game.
That's true, because I want to bring up the pie chart of shame, right? I said that we were tapped out on rants, and then I just got more. Because whenever I think about the Champions Jewel, there is just more negative things to say about this entire situation. And I do this again. I get it. I'm going there. Champions Jewel, pickup guilds, hypocrisy. What the fuck was I talking about?
This is what happens when you're 43 years old, boys and girls. You need to write things down a lot.
You gotta write them down.
Pie chart of shame. Pie chart of shame.
There you go.
Okay,
pie chart
so
of shame.
talking about the blue donut thing, how these guys, these same people who are whining about the Imperium and are now not understanding why French Connection joined us, not understanding why Siberian Squads joined us, they're the blue donut whiners. They whined about blue donuts, and then they made the blue donut, and they hopped into their pool of hypocrisy. These same people accused us for years of, one, being the blue donut, and two, accusing us of being botters, of cheaters, of all of these different things. And what happened when evidence was published? What happened when evidence was published? CCP came out with a pie chart of shame, and lo and behold, who were not responsible for that shit? It turned out the Imperium had kept our noses clean. And these people in the blue donut, when they whined about blue donuts, were guilty, shamefully, pathetically, loudly proven to be guilty beyond a shattered armor of a doubt.
Guilty.
Guilty. Pathetically so. These same people who whine about blue donuts, the same people that accuse the Imperium of botting, they were guilty. They made the blue donut. Your hypocrisy is the enduring monument that anyone will remember about this war, because we will make sure that you are never able to forget what you have tried. You are never going to be allowed to forget the pie chart of shame. You will never be allowed to forget all of your blue donut bullshit, because this is what happens when you fuck with the Imperium. What the hell did you expect? Oh, wait, you expected us to react to your war the way that you would have reacted to an invasion, which is to collapse and turn on one each other, to blame one another for things that are going wrong, and then be surprised when Villy doesn't save MNC or catch. That is why, yet another reason why you suck. All right, there you go. I kind of ran out of steam there, but I enjoyed the guilty guilties.
Look, I didn't hear anything you said after Shattered Armor of a Doubt. I was laughing too hard about that. That was good.
Hey,
Shattered, you just got your biggest shout out on the show.
I think that Brave should uproot what they're doing and move into Quarius, because it'll give Siberian Squad someone to chew through immediately. It'll be fun. It's easy, guys. The Imperium is collapsing. They're not staying alive. You got nothing to worry about. It's almost over. Please don't look at your wallets running out of ISK. Please don't look at whatever the fuck has happened to Legacy. Please don't remember what happened to you in M2. And, well, actually, whatever. I hope that they don't remember that. So you
actually touch on something. So don't look at your wallet running out of ISK. Now, I'm looking at my wallet. I'm not running out of ISK, but I've been around for a long fucking time. Like I have more ISK than I know how to spend. I am never going to run out of ISK. Like I am one of those people who's been around long enough that I am more or less set. But that's not true for the entirety of my alliance. Well, actually, it turns out it kind of is true for the entirety of my alliance. You know, we've been spending the last few years building up Delve, and the alliance hasn't been profiting off of it. We have been making our membership unbelievably wealthy to the point that they are just throwing money at us, at each other. And, you know, we're looking at our enemies and, you know, they're running out of ISK. Like their membership hasn't been able to make ISK. They're not making ISK. They're just like slowly running out at this point.
And I have to say, for the record, nobody gets Brave is our Brave is initiatives. Don't give away Brave. Don't give away our content. We're gonna chew up Brave. Brave, you are my favorite meal. So please keep coming. We're gonna keep chewing. I don't want you guys to think that we don't love you because we're going and doing other stuff. But you know, Brave 7-0. That's you guys. We're here for you, and in it.
I warned Dunk. I warned him off of this months ago. They made their bed. They've chosen to lie in it. So you know, we'll see how.
For those
things
who've asked,
play out.
the smug meter has been broken since the smugisode after M2. It is way the fuck like as in I can't find it. I don't know what the hell. I think it exploded. So we're gonna have to fix the smug meter for another
Everything
show.
went green. It was good.
It went to green. All right, we are 5 minutes over. You guys have gotten 5 minutes more of this show that you didn't pay for because you don't pay for any of it because we give it away for free because that's how we are. We love you. So I think it was probably time to wrap it up. Final words from the Fireside Chat crew. Go ahead. Anybody that wants to talk, you guys do it. 5 minutes. Mark, you go first because you have the coolest outfit on.
I am more than happy to go first. Listen, it's supposed to be fun, right? Like there have been a lot of things about this war that got not fun. And God, if you read like any of these local chats, they're just fucking trash. These people are awful. You know, for me, it's really hard to tell now where on the human centipede Brave ends and Test begins, you know, and it's like it's very difficult. That's an uncomfortable position for me because you guys know where I came from.
It's an uncomfortable position for them.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are in the game. I don't like to see it, you know. I don't like people patting me on the back telling me, "Hey buddy, love you, miss you, hope you're well," while you're trying to fucking grind my space tribe out of the game. Go fuck yourself. I just it's sad that it's all come to this. Like it's turned into like what I feel like we saw the goalposts move because it became really apparent that 1DQ may not actually be on the table. That's why we conveniently missed the message about Helm's Deep not being a thing anymore. You know what's happening there, people? It's magic. It's television magic. We're just moving some shit around so that we can say, you know what? We got that one thing that we really wanted to get because we didn't want 1DQ. 1DQ would be awful. The server could never handle it. Who could ever think the server would handle that? But
we wanted Helm's Deep.
Right.
Look what we did, guys. It was amazing.
If that's what's happening, then maybe that means that the end is in sight. If you're taking a stab at a meaningless objective, certainly take that stab. Get it the fuck over with. Get the fuck out of here. We have so much work to do. You have no idea. Just let us get to it. You know why? Because we're staying alive.
I don't really have anything else. I think I'm good. I never sign on to any of the nice guy stuff. Brisk is the good guy here.
I'm the nice guy.
And, you know, my attitude is still eat shit, fuck them, eat my ass, right? Like, I just, you know, I think that these guys are getting, like, they've had every opportunity to pull out of the wood chipper spiral that they're into. And what we're seeing here from Legacy is that because they know they're in shit here, that Legacy is trying to shove themselves further into the wood chipper, that if they move more into Delve or move more into period basis or whatever, that they can try to get their blue donut of Chuckle Fox together and hold it together for long enough for us to give up and stop staying alive. That's not going to happen. And I am looking forward to seeing what comes next. But yeah, man, I'm good. We got this.
No.
I think Pappy's in a tough corner here because, you know, they want to win this. Like, it's clearly important that they win this, but they're also not willing to. They also don't seem to be willing to just like say, "All right, we're at this point. We've won it. It's ready to go home." So, you know, they want to push that much further. That they want to go for the M2 fight. They want to take the Titan brawl, and before M2. They were in a position where they had pretty solidly trounced Goonswarm. Like, you know, they took most of our space. They blew up a whole bunch of our citadels, iHubs. Like the ISK value blown up is tremendous, and they could have walked away there with a win. And then they went into they followed Villy into M2, and they literally locked themselves into Goon at Nam. Where like they are now trapped here, their victory condition has been blown away. Like they have to find something else to be their victory, or they have to leave at a loss, and all because like they're just reaching too far. And I think enough people on the Pappy side know it.
All right, and my final statement that I'm going to say is here's this: I want to try a thought experiment because I get accused every week by somebody that all we do on the Meta Show is program our drones who then repeat whatever we say back. So if that's true, what I want you guys to do when the bad starts shit talking in local, what I want you to do, what I want you to say is, Brisk says I should kill you with a smile. That's what I want you to just say. We're going to kill you with a smile. We're going to be nice while we kill you. Tell them that. And tell them that I love them. And see how annoying they get when they hear us say nice things while we blow their shit up. Because that's what we're going to do. Because we're not going to stop blowing their shit up. And they can morale post on Reddit all day long about Intosasov warfare stuff that literally no one gives a shit about except you. You guys can talk about that as much as you want. It's fine. It makes us laugh. We enjoy it quite a bit. So, for those of us who are here still, Brisk, Merkel, Chen, and Amin at the Matani, this is the Meta Show Fireside for February 6th, 2021. Next week is Valentine's Day weekend, so I hope that you all have gotten some nice flowers for your significant others. If you don't have one, get some nice flowers for yourself. Get ready. We're going to have a fun show next week. And I will see you all next time on the Meta Show. The dude abides. You stay classy, New Eden.